Right, guys, so yeah, I know I look rubbish. So what happened? I'm going to try and remember. I may have explained it before. I can't remember if I have. My brain's just fried. Certainly is today. So basically, it was 2 days before Christmas, and my husband and myself just thought, Christmas shopping, right and about as normal, just doing normal stuff and Christmas shopping. And I was eating something chocolatey. Now, chocolate, I know I eat it, but it does send my heart rate up. It doesn't send it up if I'm careful about how much I eat, how often I eat it, and if I'm drinking loads. I have to be really careful. And certain chocolates, strangely enough, or well, certain things that are chocolates or have chocolate in, like biscuits and things or cakes, they affect me more than others. It depends how light it is. It depends. It's weird. It's weird how it works out. I don't understand it, but that's how my body is these days. It's weird. So I'd had some. I'd have like a fudge brownie, and I drank loads. I was normally okay if I didn't eat it all at once. And this time, sorry guys, I did. I just wolfed it down because I was hungry. And next thing you know, my heart rate started going up, and I thought, right, I'm going to relax. I'm going to sit back in the chair. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to talk, because I can't normally move when it gets really bad. And I did. I laid back. I did everything I could do. Drank, and I thought, it's not gone higher. Like, it doesn't always go higher. But I thought I'll be okay. Like I said. So anyway, I don't know if something else set it off as well as that, because like I said, it can be a number of things that set it off. It's not just things that I ingest, it's other things as well. So, movement, and it's, God, it's a number of things. I'd be here forever if I told you. So anyway, I don't know. I was going on. And I'm thinking, right, how to go. So at the time I was in the wheelchair, I don't think I had the scooter at the time. Or if I did, this is why I can't remember exactly, my head's just fuzzy. So anyway, even if I did, I was in Tesco's. And my heart rate, it probably just suddenly went up. Sometimes it goes up slowly, sometimes it goes up suddenly, it depends. It must have got up suddenly because I thought, I'm not so bad, I'm alright. We just got into shop, picked up a couple of things, husband's pushing me around. Next thing you know, it's like, whoosh, heart rate's right up. I get this cramp like nothing on earth. My arm went almost numb. Yes, I got the cramp like somebody gripping my shoulder with, I can't describe it. My shoulders never hurt me so much. And I don't know if it was a heart attack, by the way, guys, but it definitely was my heart. So anyway, I can barely move my arm and it's feeling flopping. It's feeling weird. It was this arm, because this is where my heart is. It's just that this is like mirror image. It's not showing the right way around. So it was the arm nearest to my heart. That always goes when I get these problems. So every time. So anyway, I'm getting the cramps, but they're not cramps. Sometimes I'm doubled over with cramps. Sometimes stress causes them. And that's only been the last few months that stress causes them. And sometimes they're milder, sometimes they, like I said, I'm bent over, I'm in absolute agony. This time, my eyes were like, let's put it this way, I'd rather have given birth than the pain I went through that day with my heart. It felt like somebody squished it to nothing, at the same time as pulling it downwards and out of my body. It's like somebody was trying to pull it out my urethra pipe or whatever, out my whatever, just pulling it outwards and down, and it felt like I could not breathe properly. I felt so dizzy I was going to collapse. I felt like I was violently sick, like I have never ever felt, even with a bug. And my arm, I couldn't move my arm, and I was just getting to a stage where I thought, I'm going to collapse, I'm going to die. I was in a lot of pain. I was bent over, I couldn't even sit up straight, and then a pain radiated down my back, and I thought, well, this is not going to be a heart attack, because you don't get a pain in your shoulder blade and down your back, do you? So what did I know? So I'm sat there. I found out in women, it's usual for women to do that, but I found out afterwards when I looked it up, because I was curious. So anyway, I thought, well, it's near Christmas, I don't want to go to hospital, I can't stand it. Even where we live, before COVID, just before COVID, you could be sat there for 7 to 9 hours. Usually it was around 7 or 8, but it doesn't matter how, whatever you're going for, it's ridiculous. So it's not been good most of my adult life, to be honest, where we live, but it was getting absolutely ridiculous. And so I thought, no, I'm fed up with hospitals, I'm fed up with going, it's near Christmas, I can't face it, I don't feel well enough to sit there for that length of time. There is that as well, you know. Like, people say to me, why didn't you go? But it's like, well, I need my bed. So anyway, I felt absolutely dreadful. My husband, I didn't go to hospital. I thought maybe I could ride it out. Maybe it will go away. I don't know. I was absolutely terrified. I was absolutely terrified. And stubbornness and stuff, just, I went back home. Eventually I sat in the car for a while. I went straight out to the car. It started to ease off, but it took a long time. But my heart seemed to get permanently worse after that. It was never quite the same. And I kept getting, ever since then I've had, every time I get like something more serious twinges in my heart's got worse over time. So since then it has never been the same. I have never had cramps. I rarely got them, and they weren't that bad until then. And then for 3 weeks afterwards, it didn't just go away. Like I said, it never really eased off, because I kept, it's like I had a permanent cramp, but it wasn't on a scale. If you say a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say at that time that I had the pain, it was more than a 10. But then permanently afterwards, the days afterwards, the weeks afterwards, it was more like 2, 3. It wasn't much at all. But I had to be careful, I had to rest more, stuff like that. And anything set it off, it was set off more easily. So it's never been the same since. So I don't know if I had a heart attack, a mild one, because I've heard of people who've had mild heart attacks. But oh my goodness, I had heartburn with it as well, a terrible heartburn. I probably did, I don't know. The doctor said you should have gone straight to hospital. But then whenever I've gone with similar symptoms, they've just made me sit there for 9 hours and sent me back home. So the doctor said you should have gone. They've always said go if you can't breathe or you're having problems with your heart, blah, blah, blah. You need to go. So I thought, what's the point? Because by the time I see to you, things have eased off, or I'm too ill to stay there. Both, usually. So, people walk out. If they can do, they will do. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they just weren't seen to me. So I didn't see the point. I didn't want to miss Christmas. So basically, I can't remember. I don't think I've ever had the chance to tell my cardiologist. My cardiologist got it wrong. They kept phoning me on the wrong number 3 times, so it's difficult for me to see them. They're terrible. Absolutely terrible. We don't get letters and all sorts where we live. Mind you, I think that's a state of the NHS overall now, so I've got flies buzzing around the food. Go away. So anyway, I went home and I just rested and as much as I could do, and my body, like I said, it always gets worse, my heart, but it's never as it was before then, but it's not like, it's almost gone, if I say back to normal, back to where it was before, but not quite, it's not really, but at least it's not been that bad since. I've been really lucky, really, really lucky that it wasn't that bad since, but it has been bad, but fingers crossed it never goes like that again. And yes, next time I will go straight into hospital. I was crazy. My son's school, who talked to me and supported me, said, oh, you should have gone in, you really should have gone in. I thought, well, I don't trust the hospitals. They don't do anything. Our local hospital's terrible. It doesn't matter how serious it is. My son said someone had a broken ankle. She was there for 12 hours and nobody would see to her. And she was wearing a different set of clothes, but in the same place 12 hours later, because he went in the morning, I think, around dinner time, and he went in again next day, she was still there. It's ridiculous. Who can put up with that? So, no, I've got to a stage where I just don't want any more care. I've had enough of it. Whatever it does, it's causing me more stress. And the prod and poking I can't cope with. It's painful, invasive. I've already spoken to you about that. But honestly, guys, today, at least I'm feeling a bit more human. It just scared me a lot. And I'm still getting odd twinges in my chest, but that's it. I just absolutely... She said when your heart rate goes up, it wears it out like that. It felt like somebody was punching it, but going like that really fast. And it wasn't going down. But fingers crossed. The only other time it's felt like that is when I was in hospital for a few days and it was at 240 and everybody rushed in. So that's the thing that worried me. It doesn't normally go that fast, even though it's not been too far off at times. My granddad would say, just put me in a plastic bag and shake me up and I might come out all right. I think I need that kind of joking at the moment. I really do.